Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about the videos that are paid requests, this time for Joseph. And you hear a background, there's a bit of fan and stuff because the weather here in Texas is schizophrenic. One night it's freezing, the other night it's, 55. Oh well. By the way, thank you, Joseph, and for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commenters, re-reviews, randomness out of blueness, you do feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the film You People, which for some reason, I don't know why I thought it was called Yes People. As in, yes, I want this movie to be over. Yes, I don't want to ever see this film again. Yes, this movie sucks. I know I'm going over the top because the movie is suck. Is the suck. Twitter the movie. That's what this is. It's Twitter the movie. Almost 2 damn hours of annoyance. And a waste of a cast. I like Jonah Hill. I liked him in Superbad. I liked him in The Wolf of Wall Street. This Is the End. 21 Jump Street. 22 Jump Street. I like Jonah Hill. I like Eddie Murphy. My all-time favorite comedy is The Golden Child. Not just favorite Eddie Murphy movie. My favorite comedy of all time is The Golden Child. And you got David Duchovny, who I'm a huge X-Files fan. Okay, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Okay, capable comedic actress. Seinfeld, all that. Mike Epps has an appearance. Elliot Gould, which I didn't know he was still around. I'm glad he is. He's in this. Rhea Perlman, who's in TV shows like Cheers. She makes an appearance. This movie is trying to be a take on Guess Who's Coming to Dinner from back in the day. And then they did that movie Guess Who with Bernie Mac in the 2000s with Ashton Kutcher. And then this is do that, but have a lot of Twitter fights in it. Twitter the movie, as I did call it again. Written by Jonah Hill, which he fucked up at that, and the guy who he also directed it, not Jonah Hill, but this other guy, I forget his name. He created the show Blackish, and then Theyish. I'm like, what's that? Yiddish? What other show? Oh, the director who co-wrote this with Jonah Hill, he also wrote Coming to America 2. So, the guy directing it wrote Coming to America 2, and then he co-wrote the script? Oh, no wonder it sucks. I mean, the first 5 minutes is Jonah Hill and this other person on a podcast talking about Obama, and the co-host talking about how my Barack Obama does gay stuff sometimes, but only if he does coke. On their show, the Mo and Easy Show. And I'm sitting there going, or they're saying lines like, oh, they took the Confederate flag out of race cars. No, let them keep that. You take too much out too fast, and they looking for a beating. Great. Like, this is stuff this is why I don't even look at Twitter. The tweeters. And what's funny, a lot of them didn't even like the movie because it doesn't have the greatest of marks. I think at best it's a 5.3 or something. Probably be lower. Should be lower. Jonah Hill, he looks like he melted. I don't know what happened. He melted into a bigger Bradley Cooper. Like, you looked at his face, he looks like if Bradley Cooper wore a fat suit. And I'm sorry to Jonah Hill, I like you, man. What happened? Bad tan. Like, Eddie Murphy is like 20, 25 years older, and he looks younger than you. Why is it that Jonah Hill is 25 years younger from Eddie Murphy, but he looks older than Eddie Murphy? He almost looks as old as Dave Duchovny, who's supposed to be playing his dad. Again, I looked at Jonah Hill's face, he looked like Bradley Cooper. If he ate Jonah Hill. I feel like the guy in Cuffs, the Tricia Slater, when his car, it's melted! Tony Goldwyn. I feel like him. I have no room to talk. I know, but that's how I know. Because I see it here and I see it there. And then his character just rambles. I know how it is to ramble. He just rambles stuff. And it's not, he's a nice guy. Like the character Jonah Hill plays is a nice guy. He means well. But every scene he just rambles on as if, how many ad-libs can I shoot out? And the characters in this are either, I agree with other people, assholes or morons. Eddie Murphy plays the angry black Muslim. That's it. He's very low energy. He's talking with this tone of voice for most of it. The story, Jonah Hill, his mom is Julie Louis-Dreyfus, his dad is David Duchovny. He has a sister who is gay. I don't care. I think one of his relatives or something is Rhea Perlman and Elliot Gould. They're in one scene, one or maybe two scenes, like very briefly, to make much of an impact. And one day he meets this girl. He accidentally gets into her car because he thinks it's an Uber, and she says the line, "You're not sorry. You saw a black woman in an inexpensive car and thought it was your God-given white right to get in my backseat and tell me where to go?" He's like, no, 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 no. See, it looks like you. Oh my God, it does look like me. Great. A bunch of people who don't, I don't know, want to have a fucking conversation with. You have one fucking sincere conversation, this movie wouldn't fucking happen. So it's just annoyance that you see on Twitter. Yeah, I have Jonah Hill and Julie Louis-Dreyfus, the mom, talking about, yeah, innocent until proven guilty, all this stuff about cops. Saying lines like, I need a collaboration instead of a diss. Who the fuck talks like that? Eddie Murphy is, again, the angry black Muslim character who says the N-word a lot. At one point, even driving with Jonah Hill is trying to get Jonah Hill to say the N-word. And it's supposed to be funny. The first time we see him, he's with his daughter and his son. And he's going around here like, look at all these people. Look at the way they look. I'm the blackest guy here. I'm like, dude, you're like a racist asshole. Eddie Murphy's character. And then Julia Louise and David Duchovny, they're just dumb. Maybe racist asshole. Like, everyone's like a dumb racist asshole except Jonah Hill and the girl. And they're just incompetent in having an actual fucking conversation with their fucking parents. Or they're lying about shit. Or they make the dumbest decisions to have the low-level comedy. Like, okay, these two get together. And then they don't have chemistry. The girl doesn't even seem like she likes Jonah Hill. I think Jonah Hill is trying acting-wise, but he co-wrote the script, so he kind of wrote himself in the corner. Stop rambling so much. And the two of you, the leads, have no chemistry with each other. The closest it got was a proposal scene. Where he's flustered, like he screwed it up, and she's like, no, you didn't screw it up, keep going. That proposal scene was the closest of a decent scene in this movie. That was the closest I saw them have chemistry. But a lot of stuff, the girl didn't seem like she wanted to be with Jonah. I just didn't buy her fall in love with Jonah Hill. Like, we barely see... Like, they go on a date where it's mostly a montage of them sitting and different people in the background go in and out the show. They've been there for a long time. Then cut to, they've been together for 6 months. Or another montage where they sat together watching a movie, or they did this, or they're under the blankets. I'm sorry, you give me all the montages you want. That doesn't mean I automatically buy you guys as a couple. And then they gotta meet. You know what? Meet the Parents is a funnier comedy than this about meeting parents. And that's the thing. This movie is trying more to be a message, social commentary, but it's not entertaining. It'll be as much social commentary as you want, but if you're not funny as a comedy, if you're not entertaining, then it don't fucking matter. You're talking to the clouds, you're talking to the air, you're talking to the fart out of the ass, you're talking to nobody then. Because it drowns out. It becomes white noise, black noise, purple haze. Puff the Magic fucking Dragon can't get through it. It don't fucking matter what message you want to imply and impart on both races. It wasn't funny as a comedy. We get more laughs out of Meet the Parents, which I think is a fun movie, with Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro. How many years ago did that come out? I hate to say it, I might even rather watch Meet the Fockers than watch this movie again. And it wasn't that great of a movie, that sequel. And you get this cast, it's a waste. Why? Eddie Murphy did this because when you saw the reception to Coming to America 2, didn't you go, you know what? Maybe I should stay away from this guy who wrote that film and is directing this film. Maybe I should stay away from that. But no. If this is his way of looking at scripts, Eddie Murphy looks at the script to Coming to America 2 and said, you know what? A script where Leslie Jones drugged my character, had their way with my character, back in the original movie, all that we didn't see, just didn't happen in the original movie, but it happened in the sequel, that back then she just drugged him, had her way with him, and that was funny. Turn that around. Turn Leslie Jones and Eddie Murphy's characters around, and then let's ask people whether that's funny. If Eddie Murphy drugged Leslie Jones and had his way with her, now ask me if that's a funny scene. Oh, is that a no? It's at the fucking mundo. Exactly. It wasn't funny. There's many other things in that sequel that wasn't funny. If Eddie Murphy looked at that script and thought it was funny, and he looked at this script and thought it was funny, why the hell do you think I'm going to look forward to Beverly Hills Cop 4? If he thinks this script and Coming to America 2 were a funny script, I'm supposed to look forward to Beverly Hills Cop 4? This is the right script, guys. No, you have a deal with Netflix. And hey, Beverly Hills Cop, people know it. Fuck, man. So you get the bit where the couple, because they want to get married, they meet Jonah Hill's parents. Jonah Hill's parents are just stupid. Julia Louis-Dreyfus means well, but she's saying the dumbest things, bringing up Magic Johnson, bringing up how cops are bad. And even Jonah Hill says, if this person here wasn't black, you wouldn't bring it up. And she doesn't admit. She said, no, I would. I talked to my friend here. Oh, yeah, you do? Yeah. And then David Duchovny, sleepy. He is sleepy as hell. He's sleepy as shit. He's like, hey, how's it going? Did you take some drugs before you did this scene, Duchovny? Did you? You're already laid back as is as an actor. This is even more so. And I don't know what the hell the direction on was Duchovny. It was to be sleepy and bored. Mr. Sleepy Gonzalez there. he succeeded. He talking about Exhibit. And hey, you remember that movie Pimp My Ride? You got braids. Exhibit had braids. Pimp My Ride, that was cool. He's talking to this long drawl. Hey, how's it going? I don't know, you don't get with Cheech and Chong after this? Mr. Duchovny? That's how you're speaking, right? That's how you're talking. That's how you're acting. I find it ironic that he mentions Exhibit, and Exhibit was in that crappy X-Files sequel, I Want to Believe. He was like an FBI agent, X to the Z. Exhibit. X-Files, I Want to Believe this movie is good, but it sucks. Just like this movie fucking sucks. Why is it that 2023 already start off on bad? Megan, a crappy girl version of Child's Play remake. And Child's Play remake is better. The only thing people remember is a stupid TikTok dance. Skinamarink. The most boring film you'd ever see unless you're a big fan of ceilings and carpet shots. I'm a big fan of, I am a fan of carpet shots, but it's a carpet on a, 30-year-old woman in front of me. That's a good shot, not the actual fucking carpet shot. And then this movie. For fuck's sake, man. And then Jonah Hill is dumb as well because he wants to impress his fiance's parents. So he takes Eddie Murphy and his wife to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Yep, I've never heard that joke before. Oh my god, he took the black couple to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Oh, shit. The white guy's so stupid and nervous he took the black couple to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Better serve him that watermelon. Uh-oh. Oops. This is the writing of comedy in 2023. A guy that got like 3-4 fucking TV shows on the air. A guy who's gotten enough of Eddie Murphy's trust to write the sequel to one of his big hits, Coming to America, and a horrible movie on Amazon, Coming to America 2. On a lot of people's worst list of that year, mine included. And then writes this garbage. And then you have the scene where the two parents meet for dinner and they're either arguing about Louis Farrakhan and Eddie Murphy loves him and do you love him? And Julia Louise is like, well, I know what he said about the Jews. Because if you know Louis Farrakhan, he did say some very anti-Semite stuff. And then they're having dinner and they're arguing who had it worse, the Jews or blacks. Well, Jews, they're the original slaves. Well, we went through worse. Well, you went through worse. No, we went through worse. You didn't go through worse. I'm like, is comedy going to be coming here soon, or do I have to wait for the next bus? The next bus for comedy. Is it delayed forever? Is comedy not allowed in this movie? Is it? Do I have to call the bat phone? Batman, can you come here and deliver some fucking save me from myself? So that'd be Superman. Superman, save me from Smallville. Bring me back to fucking Smallville so I can get away from this chicken shit outfit. And then Eddie Murphy is going to hang out with Jonah Hill for a bit. And Jonah Hill's going to be a podcaster. And Eddie Murphy's like, you don't support my daughter with your dreams? Well, I'm going to give it everything I got. And Eddie Murphy's like, I'm give it everything I got. That's some white boy shit there. Takes it to a barbershop that fucking goes nowhere. Because they go in the barbershop. And Eddie Murphy's like, you don't wear that red sweater What's wrong with a red sweater? A red coat? What, black people don't like the color red? News to me. Something about not having a red coat sweater? I didn't understand that. That went above my head. You don't take that off? You sure you want to take that off? And then the scene just ends. I don't even know if they got the fucking haircut. I don't know. Nothing else happened in the barber shop. Then Eddie takes him to a basketball court and is recording, ready for Jonah to fail, but Jonah does well in basketball. Meanwhile, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is with Jonah's fiance, and she's trying to sing horribly. She goes with a group of women, and one of the women goes, Who brought the white woman? That's just mean and rude to say. And then Eddie Murphy goes on with Jonah Hill's bachelor party, and there's a guy that, I'm your coat dealer, man. Hey, man, I got even on my rings. I'm a coat dealer, and you're my customer, and here's your coat. The only thing I got out of this positively, other than when it was over, was Mike Epps is in the film briefly as like an uncle. Like he's connected with Eddie Murphy. The few bits, like 2 or so bits where Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps are going back and forth, I saw chemistry there. I'm like, let these two just have a movie of their own. Not these characters. Because these characters are horrible. I mean just those two. Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps. Star together in a movie. Not a bit part. I mean, like the two of them going back and forth together, I think that could have a lot of potential. That's what it should have been. I'd rather see a Mike Epps, Eddie Murphy buddy comedy. Does it have to be an action film? Does it have to be a cop film? I'm just saying two of them as a buddy system. Buddy movie. Just the only thing. Just like there's a bit later in her car where Mike Epps is like, listen, man, the world is different, Woody. And he's like, no, Woody, my name's Akbar. Akbar, bitch. That's like the closest laugh I got out of the movie. That's what Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps, they felt comfortable with each other. Felt like they tried to work well together. And I'm sitting there going, man, just have these two together. In a separate movie, separate characters. Just, I'm sorry. And you know where it's going. It's predictable as hell. The two go, we can't get married. And then, somehow out of the blue, Eddie Murphy, because Mike Epps says like 2 lines of, which wasn't even anything noteworthy to make him change his mind. It really does feel like Eddie Murphy just changed his mind out of the blue. And you get that he calls Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and then they brought our 2 leads together. You guys should get married. Then they get married. And I still sit here and go, I don't buy Eddie Murphy changing his mind. Or Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I don't buy it at all. There was no, it wasn't earned. It wasn't earned. This change in their beliefs, in their personality, in their thought process. It felt like the end of an episode of a TV show. A sitcom. Like, we're only doing this because we only had 20 minutes left. So we have to bring things to a full circle. We gotta wrap things up because we have no more movie left. There's no flow to it. It's not funny. The characters are unlikable, atrocious characters. Like, all of them. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, pink, purple. everybody in this film is atrocious. They're sleepy, or they're stupid, or they're mean, or they're assholes, or they're just rambling doofuses that if they had any bit of common sense, they could get through their fucking day accordingly. I get it. There are people that act stupid in comedies as the trademark comedic effect. But it wasn't fucking funny. That was the problem. And this dialogue, I'm like, God damn, I get this enough on the once in a blue moon I go on a Twitter feed. This is just, what the fuck did anybody in this film think in making this movie? With that said, Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy should have done better, man. And Jonah Hill, you co-wrote this movie. I don't know what the hell you were thinking. And the person, I don't give a shit about Blackish or whatever the hell show you did. You should stay away from movies. Just after writing Coming to America 2, co-writing and directing this film, you're obviously not fit for movies. Because you don't know how to make people laugh, it seems. Because I know you also helped write that crappy barbershop movie, the last one. That, lo and behold, wasn't that more commentary than comedy? Like this one? At least that's what I vaguely remember. Because I liked the first barbershop, and the second, Remember that new last one being the worst one. And you were involved with that too. You didn't direct it, you wrote it, or helped write it at least. You obviously don't know about how to write comedies. At least based on the stuff I've seen. If you're a dire fan of this film and Coming to America 2, have at it. You can feel free to keep it. I'll stick with Golden Child. I'll stick with Metro, which is underrated. I'll stick with Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. I'll stick with Dolomite's My Name, because that was the last Eddie Murphy worth the spit. I'll stick with Superbad and 22 Jump Street, Wolf of Wall Street, other stuff with Jonah Hill. David Duchovny, I'll stick with Evolution. I want to see David in a comedy. Waste of a cast. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.